Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another live stream and your daily Chelsea news update. And as always, people, there is plenty to dive into. We've got more from the fallout of Trevoh Chalobah's exclusion from the pre-season tour. We've got the latest on Chelsea's hunt for a new goalkeeper. Aaron Ramsdale and James Trafford have been ruled out as targets. Filip Jorgensen is keen on the move, whilst Chelsea are also informed on the conditions of a deal for Ajax goalkeeper Diant Ramaj. I've pronounced that correctly. We have also got the latest on Georgia Petrovic, who's emerging as a surprise candidate to leave the club after arriving just 1 year ago. So yeah, guys, there is plenty to get into. Chelsea's name has once again been mentioned in reports for Victor Osimhen, although I very much suspect we're just sort of there in the background waiting to see if anything happens, if Napoli lower the asking price or Osimhen's wage demands change or whatever. But yeah, I don't think we're actively in the race for him. I think we're very much just there in the background lurking in case any kind of opportunity potentially presents itself. But The Athletic also reporting that Chelsea want to make 2 or 3 signings, ideally by the end of the month, which would suggest that the next kind of 10 days are going to be busy. They've suggested the next 10 days are going to be busy for the club. So let's wait and see what happens on that one. But yeah, ideally looking for a striker, a winger, and a goalkeeper. Atletico Madrid, according to reports in Spain, are preparing another offer for Conor Gallagher. So we will wait and see what happens with that one there. But yeah, guys, big up to everyone that is locked in. Make sure you smash that like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Less than 50 from 10.7K. Make sure you subscribe, guys. Make sure you're smashing that like button. And let's say hello to a few people before we get this show on the road. Chelsea never learned from their mistakes. Chalobah should be staying. Yeah, he should be staying. I've been disappointed the transfer window. Yeah, makes no sense to bring Broja. Yeah, the only reason I can think of that Broja's been brought along is because A, Washington's not gone, and secondly, I don't think they're 100% sure on Jackson's fitness. That's the only reason why I think Broja is going. Unless he's like happy to leave and they're just maybe looking at this as more of a shot window for him. I don't know, but it doesn't make sense. You know, Andre Santos goes, but he's already got a loan move away from the club sorted. You know, there's some interesting discrepancies going on here. I don't know if Gallagher's definitely staying or not. No idea. Yes, big up. Wes, hope you're doing well, brother. Just treating Chalobah like an unwanted stepchild. Hope he gets his chance again and proves them wrong. I hope so as well, but I think this could be the writing on the wall. Although the ball is very much in Chalobah's court, doesn't have to accept any move anywhere. But if Chelsea are going to treat him like this, you can't help but feel if he ends up staying, he'll like be banished to train with the youth teams or something like that with the way it's going. That time Chelsea start to respect Chalobah. Yeah, look, I think Chelsea fans do respect Chalobah. You know, I don't think there's a lack of respect for him. I think there's a lack of appreciation for how good he actually is. My hope for next season is slowly dwindling throughout the summer with an on-paper poor signings and unproven manager at this level, and the Enzo fiasco could mean this is a long season. Yeah, it certainly could be. I mean, that's perhaps a slightly pessimistic way of looking at things, but I hear what you're saying. I absolutely hear what you're saying on that front. Absolutely not the case. This has got nothing to do with Chalobah being better than Diaz or no one's saying that Chalobah's better than Diaz or Saliba. This is about basic treatment on a human level for a player that's given his all for the football club and has been here since the age of 9, and to just be discarded like a piece of shit is unacceptable behaviour from the football club. It really is. Don't have him training for 2 weeks with the first team if you knew all along he wasn't going to be going on the tour. You know, have him training with the loan group, have him training away from the first team if you've got no intentions of taking him on the tour. You know, the behaviour is not adding up and the behaviour doesn't make sense. You know, people can try and justify it all they want. But the reality is it's a shit way for the football club to have behaved, and nothing's going to change my opinion on that. Heard we're linked with Marino. No, I don't think we're linked with Mikel Marino. No, I've not seen that. Am I the only one who thinks it's a joke that we have to pay £5 to watch every pre-season game? Yeah, look, I don't think that's right. A number of other clubs are doing it as well, which of course doesn't make it right. There's no TV rights for it this year. Last season, the summer series, I think, was purchased by Sky, or it was purchased by UK broadcasters, and therefore it was free to watch. I think it was free to watch on the website last season. Unfortunately, yeah, it's not great. It would have been better off if they could have done it in a package deal or something. You get all the games for £20 or something like that. Would have maybe been a better way around it. The Madrid one's on Premier Sports or something, which is like $10.99 a month for a subscription. So yeah, look, I can't lie, it's a bit of a mess. It is a bit of a mess. And I think it's exploitative. Like, all clubs are doing it. This is not me shitting on Chelsea and the ownership. All clubs are doing it, and I think it's exploitative of fans, and it's wrong. Yes, big up. Heard Watkins didn't check the credit. No, Watkins not coming. Do you think we can afford Osimhen's wage? It's not about affording. It's about being prepared to do so. I think Chelsea can afford Osimhen's wages, but it's about being prepared to afford to pay them, basically. Yes, big up. Yeah, the waiting room was a madness this morning. I don't know what was going on there. It's because it's a free-for-all, It was just members, all points, well, no one's got any points really, but yeah, it was just all members at once, and it was a bit of a mess. I've heard that from a number of people. It'll be Samu, Oscar Bob, and Patrick Dorgu. I don't think we get Dorgu from Lecce, but I think Gallagher to Atletico Madrid with Omarodi to Chelsea. I think that's like two of the most, obvious transfers coming. It might take a while to happen, but yeah, I think that those moves are obvious ones that I think we're going to see. No, not confirmed yet. He could join up at a later date, but it's not confirmed. No, I think deals will still happen. Just because you're on pre-season doesn't mean that deals can't happen. That certainly isn't the case. Definitely doesn't mean that deals can't happen. I love Trevoh. There's possibly a reason why no big club's willing to pay 25 million for him. No, that I don't believe that to be the case. Teams will pay 25 million for him. It's an absolute steal. Again, we're not sure what teams are interested. There's reports that Palace have been interested, West Ham. But if he wants to leave, he wants a club with European football. Badiashile and Disasi staying and Trevor's leaving is shocking. Fair enough. No, it's like Chalobah, whether people want to accept it or not, Chalobah was Chelsea's best centre-back last season. I understand that Colwell was injured for large parts, and so was Fofana, obviously. Chalobah was Chelsea's best performing centre-back. That you cannot tell me, right, that he's not better than Axel Disasi, because he absolutely is better than Disasi. And Chelsea could have avoided all this by not signing Disasi in the first place. This is not about, let's pile on Disasi. It's nothing to do with that. And people shouldn't be doing that. But he is better than Disasi. He was one of Chelsea's best performers last season, arguably Chelsea's best defender, in my opinion. And he is very much good enough to have a role in the squad. I don't understand whether you think Chalobah's good enough or not, or should be here or not. The way that he's just been discarded out of the pre-season tour is unacceptable. If people don't think it is, that's their opinion, and that's fine. But my opinion is it's an unacceptable way to treat someone who's given everything for this football club from the age of 9. And you, as the ownership, offered him a new long-term contract less than 2 years ago, and now you're just trying to get rid of him. Doesn't make sense. Trevor's better than all of them guys in that position. I don't know if he's better than all of them, but he's certainly better than a portion of them. I don't think it's shit treatment. The club just wants him to sit at home and find the club. No, it is shit treatment, because you've got other players going on the tour that don't have a future at Chelsea, and yet Chalobah's being made to stay at home. It is shit treatment. It's as simple as that. This guy's given everything for the football club from the age of 9. What sort of example does that set to the academy? What sort of example does that give to prospective youngsters who are looking to come to Chelsea, that you can be offered, you can do everything possible, not put a foot wrong, you can sign a long-term contract, and then just like that, you can just be discarded to the side. So yeah, I think we should bring Lampard in as a sporting director. I wouldn't be against it. Right, the clown owners show you their true colours, the way they treat Trevoh. It's all about. Yeah, but just even worse, right, is that, they're not even going to get market value for him. They're going to get about 25 million for him. They really are. Yeah, and loads of people struggle with that. Loads of people. No, I'm not going to America to watch Chelsea. Would have been great to, but no, I won't be. I won't be on the pre-season tour, guys. I won't be. How are you going to watch the games? Well, I'm not going to watch the Wrexham ones. It's not 3:30 in the morning. The other ones, I don't know. I'll decide whether I'm going to pay £5 or not. But yeah, guys, there's so much coming in. Anyway, let's get into the show, people, because I spent all day reading these comments out. If you want to guarantee your comment gets read out, guys, please do use the super chat function. But let's start with the news on Chalobah from Fabrizio Romano. So obviously we discussed it yesterday when it broke. There's been a bit more details added to the situation today. So Fabrizio Romano added that more on Chalobah. Chelsea told him to stay at home and not travel for pre-season. Tough call, but club feels squad is heavy with Fofana, Disasi and Adarabioyo in that position. Akimpong will travel for the US tour as club want to take a good look at him. Look, I get it. There's competition for places. I understand that. I understand there's competition for places, but you cannot tell me that Chalobah doesn't deserve to be on the pre-season tour. That's mad. That is mad in my view. He absolutely deserves to be on that pre-season tour. No questions asked. It's clear now that for me, this decision has virtually made Chalobah's position at Chelsea untenable. That decision to leave them out basically confirms that you have no future at Chelsea. We don't want you here. And yeah, look, I get it. Yes, there's Tosin. Yes, there's Disasi. Yes, there's Wesley Fofana. Sure. And there's Colwell and whatnot, and you've got options. But look, I like Tosin, but are we so sure that Tosin is so much better than Trevoh Chalobah? Is he really better than Chalobah? I've not watched enough of Tosin to come to that conclusion, but I don't feel that he is that much better than Chalobah that he's worth losing Chalobah for. In my opinion, I don't believe he's worse than Tosin. In fact, I don't think he is at all. I think they're probably a fairly similar level, but yeah, I definitely don't think he's worse than Tosin. And Chalobah's got every right to be upset with him. And apparently, Strasbourg has an option to buy with the. Apparently, Strasbourg have got an option to buy on Andre Santos's loan deal. I'm just seeing right now. This is mad. Well, that can't be true. Surely not. Surely not. Yeah, exactly it. If Trev had if he had a year left on his contract, not to say it's right, but you could absolutely understand it. You can absolutely understand it from that point of view. If there was a year left on the contract, yeah, sure. I get it. It's not great, but you understand it, and it makes a lot more sense. 4 years left on a contract to one of your best performers last season who wants to stay at the football club. Yeah, that doesn't make sense whatsoever. But yeah, so there was that. And then Fabrizio added further details that Chalobah was understood to be sad about the situation. Let me just find it now. Trevoh Chalobah is really sad and disappointed. He felt he did his best in the second part of last season after returning from injury. I've got to be honest, right? What more could Chalobah have done last season to make Chelsea change their minds on their stance on him, other than changing his nationality and not being pure profit? What could he have possibly done to change Chelsea's mind? What could he possibly have done? You know, what could he have done other than change his nationality to a different nationality, which probably means he wouldn't have been sold? I can guarantee, right, if Chalobah wasn't from the academy, wasn't pure profit on the books, they wouldn't be looking to sign him. They wouldn't be looking to get rid of him. You know, you wouldn't be looking to get rid of him. So yeah, it's a strange one. It is a strange one, but yeah, he's obviously upset, disappointed, absolutely as he should be. So yeah, saying Chalobah was the best aside to protect her own goal, I would say that I think Chalobah was the best centre back last season, in my opinion, for sure. Disasi done well, and this is not about Disasi, but in my opinion, Chalobah is better than Disasi. I don't hate Disasi, by the way. I'm just saying that I think he was better than him. Loyalty doesn't seem to be something that is respected by the owners. No, it certainly doesn't seem to be. Definitely doesn't seem to be replicated in that way. I quite like Disasi, but the reality is that he's going to be a squad player next season. You know, it's as simple as that. He will be a squad player next season, and bro, you can't say that he doesn't impact the team in any way when literally he made a big impact on the team last season. If you don't like him or you don't rate him, that's fine. But you can't say that he made no impact on the team or doesn't impact the team. He absolutely does. Yeah, a lot of Chelsea fans were pissed off with Conte about the Diego Costa situation. 100% they were. Oh yeah, of course he is. Of course he is. Like, look, for what it's worth, I actually like Tosin. I think he'll do well for us. But yeah, it's clear, you know, that he's a Chalobah replacement, or he's a silver replacement, whatever you want to call it. But I'll be interested, right? If Chalobah does end up going, then are we going to look to bring in another defender to replace Chalobah? I mean, I don't think we don't need one. I wonder if we're going to look to bring another one in. You know, it's a strange one. Yes. Big up, people. Almost 100 in the building. Make sure you are smashing that like button, guys. What are we on? 44 likes. Let's get this over 100. Let's get this over 50 likes as quickly as possible, guys. As quickly as possible. Keep smashing that like button. Over 100 in the building now. Run it up, and keep subscribing to the channel as well. But let's get these likes up to over 50, guys. That should be light work for us. Yes, big up. The way Chelsea supporter treating Chalobah is disgusting. Yeah, I didn't agree with it. Also, the Enzo issue, we don't know what will happen with the French defenders and morale of the squad. We don't know, but I don't see any of the French players leaving. Disasi he won't start, and Disasi won't be starting. We were interested in James Trafford, but the Athletic have confirmed this morning that yeah, he is not part of the option. We're going to dive into that later. Diego Costa is top quality. We could have done with someone like him. We could have done. Tell me, guys, think that Chalobah is better than Disasi? Let's not. No, he is. He is. It's not about loyalty. I just personally feel that he's better. This has got nothing to do with the fact that he's from the academy. If he was bloody Japanese Chalobah, I would still think he's better than Disasi. Unless Fofana can come back after 2 years out and hit the ground running, I just don't see us doing that well defensively. I don't know. I think we can be better organised. Let's wait and see, guys. Let's wait and see on that one. It will certainly be interesting. You know, to see what the first choice defence is and how much better the defence is next season. Well, funny enough, last season's performance is going to play some part in decision making. Chalobah was one of the main reasons why we got Europe last season, as our defence improved. Yeah, no, we did well. Don't you think it's weird how reports keep saying Maresca wants this, Maresca wants that, when we thought Poch left for wanting authority on who to sign? It could just be the way that it's being reported. But yeah, and then you've got further reports today coming out from Ed Aarons in The Guardian that was saying, where are we? That according to him, understand that Trevoh Chalobah feels he is being forced out of Chelsea against his will after being left out of the club's pre-season tour. Defender said to be determined not to rush to sign for the first team that makes an offer and will instead assess his options. TalkSport have reported that West Ham and Crystal Palace are potentially interested in him, but Chalobah's reports have always maintained that Chalobah, if he is to leave Chelsea, is looking for European football next season, which obviously Palace and West Ham can't offer at this point in time. Look, I think he probably is being forced out. It's quite clear. My issue with this is why offer someone a long-term contract less than 2 years ago to then turn around and suddenly try and force them out? Why? You know, I can't get my head around that one. Honestly, to me, like there's a lot of things the football club do that don't make any sense. So yeah. You know, it doesn't make any sense. You know, it's poor. It's poor. You know, it's poor. You know, but look, and some people are going to applaud Chalobah being frozen out, but this is a senior player that was given a long-term contract less than 2 years ago. And it's just a very, very poor look. Simple as that. Simple as that. But yeah, Trev's got every right to feel that way because it is clear that it's. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to work it out. He's being forced out of the football club when he wants to stay, and ultimately now, this is going to do one of two things. It's going to reaffirm to him that, look, actually, do you know what? I'm not wanted, or it could make him even more determined to double down and try and win his place, fight for his place in the team. You know, there's every possibility that could happen as well. You know, he wants to fight for his place in the team. My only issue is what's going to happen if he does end up staying. Are Chelsea gonna freeze him out? Do you know what I mean? Is he just going to be frozen out? Like, what's going to happen? But the Evening Standard have reported that he wants to stay and fight for his place. You know, they're saying that he wants to fight for his place at Chelsea, despite being omitted from the pre-season tour. They've been open to selling Chalobah all summer, with the Blues looking for upwards of 25 million. He's understood to prefer to stay at Chelsea and force his way back into the selection reckoning, but would seek European football in any eventual transfer. Yeah, do you know what? If I was him, I would be staying and fighting for my place. You know, there's no obligation for him to leave. You know, and no, but Joe Hart wasn't frozen out. Pep Guardiola came in and decided that, you know, he wasn't what he was looking for in a goalkeeper. He wasn't frozen out. He wasn't offered a long-term contract and then decided that, oh, we're just going to discard him less than 2 years later. It's not a comparable situation in my view. And of course there'll be suitors for Chalobah. Of course there will be. If we continue to sell guys like Trev Gallagher, it says you won't have any senior captain material figures left. Yeah, I can hear that. Teams will buy. He should go. Yeah, it's a strange one, but this is not going to be the last of it. And I wonder how the treatment of Chalobah is going to go down in the dressing room, because he's a very popular member of the squad. I wonder how that's going to have gone down in the. I wonder how that's going to have gone down in the dressing room. It's an interesting one. It is an interesting one. So yeah, we will wait and see on that front. But look, that's the latest with Trevoh Chalobah. Obviously, he must be training back at Cobham now. Chelsea obviously trying to force him out. They don't want him. And we're going to have to wait and see what happens. We're going to have to wait and see what happens from there, basically. What clubs are going to start to come in for him. Because if no one comes in, or people will come in, but if they don't come in at a value that Chelsea deem acceptable, or if Chalobah doesn't or if a move, that Chalobah doesn't, if a move that's not appealing to Chalobah and whatnot, then Chelsea could have a potentially awkward situation. Is Camper understood to be disappointed? If the season begins and Chalobah is still at the football club, Chelsea have got an awkward situation on their hands. No doubt about it. It is. Maresca's got nothing to do with this with this decision. That would have been taken beyond him. He doesn't have a say in it. Whether he's happy or not, we obviously we don't know. But he doesn't have a say in that situation. And if he gets asked about it in the press conference before the Wrexham game, with the presser, which is going to be later on tonight, UK time, he'll probably just give some sort of very vague answer. In all likelihood. So yeah, it is a tricky one. It really is. But yeah, let's wait and see what happens. But Chelsea could find a potentially awkward situation if they return from pre-season and Chalobah's still at the club. That's the reality. And this is also a fair point as well. Can we rely on, for what it's worth, I think if Wesley Fofana's fit and performing at his best, I think he's Chelsea's best defender. Problem is, his injury record is really poor. And right now he's proven that we can't rely on him. So yeah, there we go. Anyway, let's move away from Chalobah. Before we get into goalkeepers and stuff, I just wanted to quickly go into this story that's appeared. Because apparently Chelsea, in Andre Santos's loan move to Strasbourg, there is reportedly a buy option, apparently. As per RTI, which must be a French outlet, Strasbourg has an option to buy with the loan of Andre Santos. Strasbourg will pay half of his wages. Ajax and Porto were interested too, but Chelsea chose to loan him back to Strasbourg in order to keep some control. Now, the option is, well, I mean, some people are saying it's about 80 million euros. I don't know if that's the case or not. I don't know if that's the case or not. Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's a strange one, I'm wondering whether that's literally there for maybe some sort of PSR reasoning if needs be. We sell him to Strasbourg, and then we buy him back on some sort of cheap deal or something. I actually don't know. But that's slightly concerning. That is slightly concerning. Maybe it's just a PSR thing at the end of the day. That's potentially what I'm thinking on that one. I mean, I don't believe that if there was why that buy option would be in there. I'm struggling to make any sense of that. I don't think that's the. But I think it's going to be one of those where, it's basically the inevitable next step as we kind of copy what the City Football Group are doing. If we did sell him, we'd buy him back and then we'd return the profit favour in the future. I guess essentially it's kind of like some sort of glorified extended loan, which kind of helps Strasbourg's and Chelsea's balance sheets if this is the case. I wouldn't I wouldn't look like I wouldn't take this too seriously. If it was another club that was outside of our multi-club model, then you'd be like, ah, shit, okay, that's a bit of a that would be a concern. But because it's Strasbourg, yeah, I don't really think it makes any. I don't even think so. If it made, I don't even think it makes any difference. Sorry, on that one. So yeah, I don't think it's a massive thing. Maybe when I first saw it, I was just like, oh, a bit shocked. But actually, when you think about it, I don't personally feel that it's anything to worry about at all. I mean, look, I feel maybe a loan elsewhere would have been better. I mean, look, I'm fine with Santos going on loan, but surely he could get games elsewhere. Yeah, I mean, look, I think there was interest from Dortmund. I mean, I would have thought that going to Dortmund would have been better, but I think Chelsea want that control element of his game time, whereas they won't really get that anywhere else, or they can't have as much say over it. So that's why I think they are doing that. Our club is finished. Look at these signings. Chelsea fans are turned to financial experts. Standards are. I'm certainly not professing to be a financial expert. I'm just coming to the assumption that maybe that sort of buy option is in there, if this is true, for those reasons. Because yeah, otherwise there's no reason for that to be in there. So that would be my thoughts on the situation. That would be my thoughts on that situation. But yeah, anyway, that was just the latest on the Andre Santos thing. But guys, let's move into the goalkeeping situation. And Chelsea, this is an interesting one. Chelsea are informed on the conditions of a deal for Diant Ramaj as they work down a list of potential options for new goalkeeper. So he must be the Ajax goalkeeper. I mean, I don't know if is he the number one at Ajax? Let's have a look right now on that. Diant Ramaj. He's a German goalkeeper. He's 22 years of age. Let's have a look what he's done. He's won the Europa League. Well, who did he win that with? Where's he been before then? Who did he win? He was at Eintracht Frankfurt, and he joined Ajax last summer. So he was at Frankfurt, and then he joined Ajax last summer. Signed a 5-year deal. He's under contract until 2028. What did he do last season at Ajax? Let's have a look what he did last season. I mean, I'll be honest, I've never heard of this guy. He must be another one that's potentially on the list that Chelsea, are going down. What's this Fabrizio tweet before we get there? I imagine it's not really big news. Have we already discussed this? Andre Santos, clear plan as Chelsea Chelsea senior sources deny any buy option clause included in the loan move. Oh, fair enough. That's exactly what we've just discussed. But yeah, anyway, so this guy joined Ajax last season from Eintracht Frankfurt. He's 22 years of age, a Germany under-20 international. Well, he didn't do great last season. He made 22 appearances in the Eredivisie and only kept 4 clean sheets in 22 appearances, 6 clean sheets in 33 appearances in all comps. I don't really know anything about him. I'd be surprised if he ended up being the guy. He's a German under-20 international. Yeah, I'd be surprised if he was the guy. He was dropped by Farioli. Farioli's only just taken over though. So how's he been dropped? So has he not played any of Ajax's pre-season games? Is that what we're saying? Have we been linked to this brother before? We're linked. When were we linked? When were we linked with him before? Anyway, I don't really know anything about this geezer, to be honest. I couldn't tell you how good he is. I couldn't tell you whether he suits what we're looking for. But I would imagine if he's being linked or he's on the list of potential options, then he obviously fits the criteria what Chelsea are looking for. He must do. Otherwise he simply wouldn't be on the list. And again, this is just one report. This is just one report suggesting this. So there's no indications that this is, definitely true. By the way, guys, 122 in the building. Keep smashing the likes, guys. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. Let's run this up to 100 likes. We need 35 more likes, people. Make sure you are hitting that like button. Guys, it'd be greatly appreciated. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. Okay, let's bring this up now. Okay, we've been linked to that. I think someone is. I'll have a look. Let's have a look. So this was from this morning. This must be Dutch media. The European lad. Breaking. It looks as if Remco Pasveer, 40, is the chosen goalkeeper of Farioli to be the first choice keeper of Ajax this season, with Dian Ramaj moving back to the bench. Due to this role, a transfer for the German goalkeeper also isn't ruled out anymore. So there we go. So that's why then. Farioli's obviously doesn't think that this geezer suits what Ajax are looking to do. Chelsea informed of the conditions. So maybe they're aware of what it would take and whatnot, the finances, and they might look to do a deal for him. I couldn't tell you how good he was. I couldn't tell you anything about him. But what I can say is that if we are going to go for a goalkeeper, right? Wouldn't it just make sense to just go and get the best one? Surely it would just make sense to do that. For me personally, guys, I've got to be honest. I think Mads Hermansen, despite it could be very expensive, potentially, I'm sure we could get a deal done. Like, it's the one that makes the most sense, in my opinion. It's the one that makes the most sense. So that's personally what I'd be doing. But again, it's impossible. It's impossible to say. But I do think he's someone that we should just be going for. He knows Maresca. He started 44 games from last season. If you're going to do it, then just do it properly. It's what makes the most sense, guys. It's what makes the most sense, in my opinion. But at the same time, maybe there's better options out there. We know that Filip Jorgensen has a £35 million release clause. He is keen on the move. He's keen on the move. Again, Hermansen's appreciated, as we know. Lunin is a possible other name on the list. Ramsdale and James Trafford have been ruled out by the Athletic, so we don't know. We don't know whether that's going to be true or not. They've been ruled out, and then we're going to wait and see. But I expect a relatively swift conclusion. A relatively swift conclusion to this. I don't think this is something that's going to be dragged out. I think this is something that could, take place pretty quickly. If we're being honest here, guys, I think that in the next 2 weeks, I think we could easily have a conclusion to this, guys. We are 6 subscribers away, by the way, from 10,660. Let's add some more subscribers. I think we've added 2 more subscribers today. Poor numbers, guys. Poor numbers. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel. There's 121 in the building. There must be a few of you that aren't subscribed right now. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, guys. And let's get another 6 subscribers and reach 10,660. And yeah, keep running the likes up. I'll be at 100 likes yet. No, we're 25 away. Keep smashing the like button, guys. It's free. It takes seconds to do. And yeah, I'd greatly appreciate it. So let's run this up to 100 likes. Hermanson is too short, is he? That's bad news. I thought Trevoh was appreciated. Nah, he's obviously not. I like Ortega too. But he's just signed a new 2-year contract at City. And if Edison leaves, which is a possibility with Saudi clubs interested, then you would imagine that Ortega could potentially be in line to be the number 1 at City. If he wanted out, he wouldn't have signed a new deal at City. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment with the goalkeeping situation, is that Chelsea obviously working their way through a list of goalkeepers, and we are then going to see what happens on we're then going to see what happens on that front. The Ajax keeper is a possibility, as is obviously Mads Hermansen. Filip Jorgensen, I would suggest right now, is probably is probably the first choice. Or is probably the one that's leading the race, I would say. I'd say he's leading the race to become the next goalkeeper. But again, you don't know what Chelsea are going to do. They could literally pull anything from up their sleeves. The other 2 names I don't know. It could be Lunin potentially. They could surprise us with a big name, but I don't think it will be. I think it will be a young goalkeeper that suits what we're looking to do. All the names so far in that 22 to 24 age range so far. So that isn't to say that we wouldn't necessarily go for someone more experienced or a bigger name, but I think it's going to be in that kind of early to mid 20s age range. Resale value. Well, look, if it ends up being Jorgensen, the release clause is £35 million, according to Ben Jacobs. So, yeah, that is going to be the situation that we find ourselves in, guys. That is going to be the situation we find ourselves in on that one. Yeah, tough at the end of the day. But look, let's wait and see, guys. Let's wait and see. I don't know. Chelsea do occasionally do things quietly behind the scenes, as we saw with the Renato Vega transfer. But yeah, I do believe the chances of us actually doing anything decent are maybe quite slim, I would say. But we will wait and see, guys. But other than that, there's not too much more to add on the goalkeeping front, other than the fact that Chelsea are looking to bring a goalkeeper in. They want to make 2 to 3 transfers before the end of the month if they can, but there's an acceptance that some business could drag into August. So yeah, let's wait and see. The Aaron Anselmino transfer, I don't think anything's happened to it. That's all kind of done. It's just not been officially announced yet. But I've not seen anything or heard anything that would suggest that the deal is in any sort of danger. So yeah, I would expect Aaron Anselmino to complete that transfer. He'll remain on loan at Boca Juniors, and then he'll go to Strasbourg on loan. So yeah, I'm not seeing anything that suggests that transfer is in any sort of danger. He will be going to he'll be a Chelsea signing, but he will go to Strasbourg. So yeah, that's the latest on the goalkeepers, guys. Let's move away from the keepers and let's talk about the future of Conor Gallagher. Now, The Athletic have reported, guys, that Conor Gallagher expects to join Chelsea's pre-season tour squad in the US. Nothing has changed in Gallagher's situation. A sale or contract renewal this summer remains possible as he enters the final 12 months of his current deal. let's wait and see what happens on that one. It obviously looks like, reports in Spain, are suggesting that Atletico Madrid are preparing another offer. But what I think could be happening here is, guys, is also, by the way, that Atletico Madrid are very close to signing Artem Dovbyk for 40 million euros. It possibly means that if the Dovbyk move goes through, then Atletico could be more open to selling Omarodion potentially. So Chelsea are waiting for a few dominoes to drop into place, I think. But a move for Dovbyk to Atletico, which is close now, would suggest there could be more of a chance for Omarodion to leave. But at the same time, Dovbyk could just be a replacement for. It's just likely to be a replacement for Alvaro Morata, who went to AC Milan. So maybe I'm reading a little bit too much into that one. Maybe I am. I'm not sure. But look, Gallagher, clearly Atletico Madrid are the club that are making the most interest, are the most interested, have made the most, efforts to try and sign him. We don't know what Spurs are going to do. They've been very quiet in the market so far. I don't think Chelsea's asking price, Spurs would be prepared to pay that. In all honesty, so yeah. I think right now Gallagher, for me, it looks like is either going to stay or he goes to Atletico. That's it. I can't see any other options right now. I don't see him going to Tottenham. I'm not sure. You can't rule out any other teams coming in, but it doesn't look like any other teams are going to come in. So as far as I'm concerned, sitting here today, I think it's Atletico Madrid or it's a new contract at Chelsea. That for me is the simple situation. I don't think Chelsea will allow Gallagher to run his contract down. So there'll either be a sale this summer or they'll offer him a new one because they will not want to lose what they deem as a 40 or 50 million pound asset on a free transfer. So, but the ball's in Gallagher's court at the end of the day. He doesn't have to move. He's under contract, and so it's entirely up to him. My concern would be, though, that if he ends up staying, is he just going to be frozen out? That's the bit that I'm a little bit unsure of. Is he just going to end up being frozen out at the end of the day? This is the thing. So yeah, I don't know if Atletico Madrid have got. If Atletico Madrid put 40 million on the table for their next offer, I suspect the next offer, if as and when it comes in, will be around 30 million pounds, possibly 35 at a push. But if they were to put 40 million on the table, I genuinely think Chelsea would accept it because they're coming. But again, Gallagher would have to want the move. How desperate do we think Gallagher is to join Atletico Madrid? How desperate do we think he is to join Atletico? That's the question here. We don't know the answer to if he's desperate to leave the club or not. Guys, we're 15 likes away from 100 likes. So let's keep it moving, people. Keep smashing that like button. 1, 2, 3 in the building. Big up to everyone that's locked in. But guys, keep subscribing to the channel and keep smashing that like button as well, people. We're 84 likes. I expect us in the next 5 minutes, by the way, people, to be on 100 likes. There's 15 of you in here that have not pressed that like button. I don't know why you've not pressed it, but yeah, let's get this to 100 likes. I expect in the next 5 minutes, 100 likes to be hit. So let's get to work, guys. Omarodion is a no for me. I think it's a no for me as well, just because we need someone that's a bit more proven. That's the reality of the situation for me. We need someone a bit more proven, guys. And I think Omarodion, for the sort of money we'd be spending, you could definitely better spend that money elsewhere. Gallagher should go to Atletico would be a good move for him. Look, I think it would be a good move for him. I really do. I could see him doing very well there. I could see him definitely fitting into the Simeone way of playing. No doubt about it. He would fit into the Simeone way of playing. So yeah, why not? Why not? But yeah, look, there's a lot of work on the outgoings still to do right now. There's a number of names that need to move out, and we're not seemingly much closer to that happening at this point. That's the issue here. We don't seem to be an awful lot closer to any players moving on at the end of the day. So hopefully we can get a bit closer in the coming weeks, certainly before the end of this month. Let's see what we've got on this front. Guys, 10 more likes. We're almost there, people. Keep running it up. You lot know what to do. Final 10 likes. Let's do it. Yeah, Malang Sarr is gone. No transfer fee for him. I think they've reached an agreement, Sarr and Chelsea, to terminate the final year of his contract, and he is going to go and join Lens in France. And do you know what? Good luck to him. It's not gone well for him at Chelsea. I don't know why he was frozen out of everything last season, but yeah, a fresh start for everyone, and Chelsea get his 100 grand plus wages off the books, which is definitely a good thing. Definitely a good thing, guys. No doubt about that. So yeah, that's the latest with Gallagher. He's probably going to join up with the tour at some point, although he's not expected. Although he's not expected to. Although he's not expected to obviously join up for the whole tour. But yeah, let's see. Let's see how he's treated and what's going to happen, because it'll be interesting to see what Chelsea do with him. And I'd love to know what Enzo Maresca's thoughts are on Conor Gallagher. It would be interesting to know, guys, and it would be very interesting to find out what Maresca's thoughts on Conor are. Whether he likes him. You could definitely see Gallagher and Dewsbury Hall rotating in that more advanced number 8 role. There's no reason why you can't have two good options there. Gallagher can definitely play. I mean, of course, you could argue that Dewsbury Hall and Chukwuemeka could rotate in that position. Of course they could. But, is it an issue to have Enzo, Caicedo, Lavia, Dewsbury Hall, Chukwuemeka and Gallagher? If you're going to play 4-3-3, 6 midfielders is not too many at all if you're going to play 4-3-3. It really isn't, unless you're going to have 5 and you're going to then have Palmer as a sort of an option who could play slightly deeper if needs be. I don't really know, but yeah, there's definitely a space in the squad for Gallagher. No doubt about it. There's a space in the squad for Gallagher. The club want to sell Gallagher because he's pure profit on the books at the end of the day, and they also reportedly don't view him as part of the long-term plans at the club. Guys, 7 more likes to go. Come on, people. Keep hitting that like button. We're down to 6 now. We are almost there. Let's get this up to 100 likes, guys. 6 likes to go. Keep it moving, people. And 2 more subscribers as well, guys. 2 more subscribers. Let's keep pushing. 2 to go, people. 2 to go. Let's make sure you get it done, guys, and keep running those likes up. We're 5 away now, 3 away now, people. Keep going, guys. Almost there. Almost there on the likes. And you have to keep in mind that at least one of them is injured. Yeah, look, we're going to get injuries. There's a number of, got a lot of games coming up next season. So yeah, let's wait and see what happens. But yeah, I hope he's given an opportunity next season. I'm not saying that he should be starting every week, by the way. Not saying he should start every week, by the way. Yeah, there's 100% a role in the squad for him. 100% there's a role in the squad for him. And it'll be interesting to see what stance Chelsea take at the end of the day. And if he does end up staying with a new contract, how often is he going to be used? Those are the questions that we are going to be waiting for the answers for. I don't think it's got anything to do with Cobham at the end of the day. If Gallagher performed how he did last season, regardless of where he's from, I think people would be against him going. Of course, there's an added factor of him being, one of the club's own, which does hold a bit more weight with supporters, no doubt about it. You have a bit more of an affiliation to one of your own. But I think regardless, if wherever he was from, his performances last season, I think people would want him to stay as part of the squad and would think that there is definitely place for him. That's the reality of the situation, people. Yeah, that's the latest on Conor Gallagher. Expected to join up. The banners thing is fan funded. I don't know how they come to decisions on who should get one, but it's not anything to do with the club. It's all fan funded through that We Are the Shed group. So yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I'm not too fussed about who does and doesn't have banners. Let's see what happens with Gallagher. Let's see when he joins up on the tour, if he does. And then we will go from there. But look, I think we're going to start to expect decisions very soon on a number of players' futures. There doesn't seem to be any doubt about that in my mind. So yeah, let's see, guys. Let's have a see on that one. What else have we got going on here? So that's the latest on Conor Gallagher. We can get rid of that. Let's see what else is happening. Petrovic is an interesting one. Another potential outgoing. Let's have a look at that very quickly. Because he's emerging as a surprise candidate who could leave. Who could leave. And this is it here. Filip Jorgensen is not approaching, sorry. Let's get this Guardian article up. Filip Jorgensen is a possible replacement for Georgia Petrovic. Hopefully the Guardian is not paywalled. Hopefully there's still some sanity in the world. Let's have a look. So we've done that Chalobah stuff. Chelsea are believed to be in the market from the goalkeeper Villarreal's Filip Jorgensen is a possible replacement for Petrovic. And the Athletic have added that Petrovic is a surprise candidate to leave the club just a year after arriving, which seems crazy. But I think we've got to be honest here, guys. The only reason why Petrovic is up for sale is because there's a market for him, and there isn't a market for Robert Sanchez. And I mean, someone tries to argue with me in the comments on a stream from last week about me making it up. There's no market for Sanchez. There's not a market for Sanchez, And this is it here. Yeah. Georgia Petrovic, let's just quickly swap screens. Georgia Petrovic is emerging as a surprise candidate to be sold, which is an interesting one, to be fair. Guys, keep smashing the likes. 105. Let's get this up to 110. Let's get it up to 110, guys. Should be light work. 5 more likes. Keep smashing it, people. And keep hitting the subscribe button as well. That would be greatly appreciated. We still need 2 more subscribers, guys, to hit the 10,660 little mini target. So let's make sure we are getting there. Let's get it done, guys. So yeah, Petrovic is a surprise candidate to be sold. There are doubts at Chelsea about his suitability for Maresca's style of football, and the club are fielding inquiries about his availability. But why can't he adjust? Are they just literally suggesting then that, you know, we don't feel there's any way that he can adjust, and therefore he's being sold? Is that what we're doing? You know, is there no part that we can teach a goalkeeper to try and play that way? It seems a bit extreme for someone that was Chelsea's best goalkeeper last season to then be shifted on less than a year later. That doesn't make an awful lot of sense in my book. You know, he's easily good enough to be a number 2. If he was going to go out on loan, then maybe. But for me, I'm sorry, the reason why he's for sale, there's a market for him, not for Sanchez, as I said. And this is because he was first choice, performed pretty well, and that's going to attract buyers. So for this reason, guys, he deserves to stay on merit, but he gets sold because the club fucked up last summer. That's the reality of the situation that we're facing. And I'm just very, very surprised that Chelsea would consider selling Petrovic. But it goes to show how much we've kind of messed up in the market recently, how much the choice of managers have made. Basically, we've spent over £40 million on 2 goalkeepers, and neither of them, and a year later, neither of them are deemed good enough by the club, but they were good enough at the time. It's a confusing one, shall we say? Absolutely a confusing one. Well, no, he wasn't. He was quite cheap. He was 14 million pounds. 14 million pounds. So he was reasonably cheap. Yeah, look, the Sanchez buy is a weird one. I don't get that. I don't really get it. Yeah, it is what it is at the end of the day, isn't it? But yeah, it's one that I don't understand, to be perfectly honest. One that I don't get. But I mean, what can you do? It's definitely one that I don't understand, because he's like, no one else wanted Sanchez. He was 3rd choice at Brighton, and then we thought we'd spend £25 million on him. Look, there's a small chance he could come out and prove everyone wrong. Admittedly, there is a small chance that could happen, but yeah, I personally just don't see that being the case. I just really don't see that being the case, guys. I mean, look, Verbruggen's a decent goalkeeper, and he went to Brighton not so long ago. I don't think we can be seen going back in for Brighton players again. I don't think that would reflect particularly well upon us. So no, I don't think that's a good thing for us to be thinking about, for us to even be considering. So that is a no from me on that one. We're not winning anything with Sanchez in goal, let's be honest. Possibly not. But yeah, this Petrovic departure is a weird one. You know, potential departure is a strange one. Look, at worst, he should be going out on loan. You know, that's my opinion. At worst, he should be going on loan. You buy a number 1, and then Petrovic can be the challenging goalkeeper to that number 1. And then you hope in a year's time, maybe a market opens up for Robert Sanchez. In terms of Jorgensen, I don't know enough about him. He prevented the most goals in La Liga last season. But yeah, I'm unsure. I'm unsure. I'm unsure. But Yeah, it just doesn't make any. It just wouldn't make any sense to sell him. Loan if you have to. Loan if you have to. But otherwise, don't bother. But yeah, look. The fact is, guys, we still want 2 to 3 players at the end of the day. Because he's too expensive. I just don't think he's part of the club's plans, and I just don't think he's what we're looking for. I just don't think he's what we're looking for. But guys, keep smashing that like button. 2 more likes to the 110. Let's run it up, people. 2 likes to the 110 mark. Let's keep it moving. I just remembered, selling Petrovic whilst we probably opt to keep Mudryk. I think this is a big season for Mudryk. I think he's probably playing for his Chelsea career. No denying that. Absolutely, I think he's playing for his Chelsea career. Let's wait and see how he does. I'm feeling confident that this is going to be a big year for Mudryk and a big season. He's gone for the Buzz Cup. He's gone for the Buzz Cup. We probably would, and we probably would have put him on a horrendously big contract, and then turns out that he probably wasn't that great, and then he would have been, and then we would have struggled to be shipping him on. That sounds like the sort of thing that we would be doing. That sounds like exactly the sort of thing that we would be doing, guys. But yeah, anyway, there we go. Let's have a look on that one. What else is going on here? What else is going on here, guys? Let's have a quick look. Petrovic could be leaving. That's the reality of the situation. Gabriel Mek, the 16-year-old from Gremio, is another one who could be making his way to Chelsea. I think Chelsea's opening proposal has gone in for him. I don't know whether it's been accepted or not. But yeah, look, pre-season starting tomorrow evening is the first pre-season game against Wrexham. We will wait and see how that one goes. But that is the first pre-season game against Wrexham tomorrow. And then we will obviously see from there how we get on. But yeah, not long to go now, guys. Chelsea are back. Get rid of Chalobah. He's okay, fair enough. Each to their own. We don't have to hype or defend anything, but yeah, that's what's happening. What else have we got going on here? Right, have I got rid of that? Yep, okay. Let's see if there's any further news coming in about anything or anyone. It doesn't look like there is. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah. Let's have a look. But it's interesting, right, though, because Petrovic being sold 12 months later, potentially, but then I try and defend the club and the project as much as possible, but sometimes it's really difficult to. Sometimes it's a really difficult thing to do because supposedly this is the project that everyone's telling people to give time to, but yet this is a signing that we made by the 2 sporting directors who a year later they have then suddenly deemed their own signing to not be good enough. How does that make sense? I want us to make good quality signings so they don't have to be in a mess 12 months later. I guarantee, guys, that some of the players that we sign this summer, the club will be looking to move on next summer. Oh yeah, we did. We signed Caleb Wiley from Atlanta. I don't really know anything about him. So yeah, there we go. I don't know anything about Caleb Wiley, so yeah, that's going to be an interesting one for sure. But yeah, it's tough, isn't it? It is difficult. I don't really know what the answer is. What the you know, I get it. You know, I understand that people might be happy and have no concerns with the direction the team's going in. But the people I don't understand, the ones that, who thinks it's in people that think it's crazy to have any concerns about the direction and the decision making at the club. It's not unreasonable to be concerned about what's going on, guys. It absolutely isn't unreasonable. Doesn't mean you don't support the team. Doesn't mean you don't want the club to do well. But it is not unreasonable to have concerns about the direction that the football club is heading in at this point in time. It really isn't, guys. It really, really isn't. So yeah, it's a strange one for me. It really is. Guys, we're 7 likes away from 120, 6 likes from 120. Keep smashing that like button. Keep subscribing to the channel. If you are new round here as well, it would be greatly appreciated. Yes, big up to Donna, Chief Executive of Football on Official Duties, instructed by Daniel Levy. Fair. Well, I hope that's going well for you. Score. I've got absolutely no idea. It's almost impossible to do score predictions for pre-season games. Almost impossible. Yeah, I absolutely get it. Some people in the fan base are absolutely negative for the sake of it. Of course they are. But it's not unreasonable to have concerns and to call things out that you think need improving, or you think that you don't agree with. That there's no issue in my mind with doing that at all. There really isn't. Guys, 5 more likes. Keep smashing it. So yeah. But look, end of the day, if people don't have concerns, they don't have concerns. But I just don't understand why they don't have concerns. That's all. We need. We need things to improve. I want us to go and get a decent goalkeeper. Don't just sign someone for the sake of it. Why do we not go out there and try and get the best in class? Go and get yourself a top draw goalkeeper. Well, mate, end of July, and when we're potentially waiting for our transfer window to begin, bro, that's mad. That's crazy. If that's potentially what people think we're doing, that's crazy. Surely we're not doing that. Surely we're not. Chalobah was done regardless. I think he was done regardless. Obviously, Tosin coming in pushed him further down, but yeah, for sure he was done regardless. He was done regardless. So yeah, there we yeah, it is what it is, people. It is what it is. But yeah, guys, I am going to round this one out here. Big up to everyone that's tuned in. Love for the support as always, guys. Appreciate each and every single one of you. Guys, I'll be back tomorrow. First game of pre-season against Wrexham. There'll be no watch along for that because it's 3:30 in the fucking morning, so I won't be getting up for that. But guys, love for the support. Let's see what the next 24 hours has got in store for us Chelsea-wise. I'll be back tomorrow with either a live stream or an upload, depending on how much news there is. Thanks for the support as always, guys. Love to everyone. Greatly appreciate each and every single one of you. Make sure you subscribe, smash the likes on the way out. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And up the Chelsea. Catch you lot tomorrow. Peace out.